right now I'm on my way back out to Jersey to go work on the car. Last weekend was super productive, got a bunch of stuff done, and I was really hyped on all that. So I'm gonna go back, do the same thing, just get more prep work done, show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing. Probably go in depth with a little bit more things. Had people hitting me up about my engine specs and things like that. So definitely gonna show you guys whatever you wanna see, because I really like to inform all you guys and make it easy for you to learn about this stuff, because I used to not know anything about this stuff, and I know that it's really hard to find out information sometimes because the internet and the word of mouth can be all over the place. So you can get so many mixed information, and I'm just gonna make it super simple and show you guys what I got going on, and I'll describe it the best way that I can to make it easy for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and yeah, thanks for watching. Sick. Good morning. So I got to the shop a little late last night. Didn't really get to work on anything, but we did develop a plan going into what we want to do, like what we want to touch on the car, what we want to fix and stuff. So now Gary let me stay at his house last night, which was very nice of him, and I'm now on my way to the shop, and we're gonna get busy today working on all the stuff, taking it apart a little bit more, and yeah, I'll show you what's going on. I got the car off the dollies that I had on it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna measure the length between the collars on the coilover, so when I take them out, these eBay coilers I'm throwing in are about the same height, should be around the same height. We're gonna give that a go. For anyone that's getting into like building a car and whatnot, I suggest getting a notebook and a pen and jotting down all your crap so that you don't lose it. I just measured the height of each coilover on the car. They're pretty much in the same ballpark, but I need that so I can set the eBay coilovers just so we can stay in the same ride height, just in case we want to throw anything on the car and we want to make sure it's within whatever spec. So I got all my measurements written down of the height of the coilovers, and I also have the height of the car to the ground. I picked 4 spots on the car that are the same on each side, so 2 on each side. Now I'm gonna get the car up in the air so that I can take the coilovers out and then replace them with the eBay ones, and then once we're done with that, I'm gonna start taking apart all this stuff. Like, probably gonna start by taking off the intake manifold and switch over to the turbo manifold, take the turbo off, and then start stripping everything in the head so that we can pull that off and get it ready to get serviced. I have these really cool stands that they're made out of aluminum, and they're super light, and they get the car really high up in the air, so I really love using these. I actually stole them from my dad. We used to do oval track racing when I was a kid, and he had these for his race car, but he don't got a race car no more, and I do, so I'm gonna use them. Always remember, when you have your car on some tall ass jack stands, and I'm sure a lot of you spend a lot of time and money on your car, shake that thing. Make sure it is safe to get under it, because having car up in the air gives me anxiety, and I have a phobia of cars like landing on me. So always shake the car, shake test, not shake chest, like this. Shake test the car to make sure it's not gonna fall on your ass and kill you. Shake it. Oh, you hear that? It's a little bit of settling. It's a little unsettling. All right, we're good. We're good. So, I've been busting my ass for about 2 hours now trying to unseize these eBay coilovers. I'm sure some of you have dealt with problems like these, and Yeah, no, they're not budging. I even grabbed a different coilover, seized up, same thing. So, I don't really know what to do. I decided since the coilovers aren't really cooperating with me that I'm just gonna move on to other things that I have planned for the car for this weekend. But before that, I'm starving and I need to go to a Home Depot or like a Lowe's or something, get some bags and tape and shit like that. Yeah, so gonna get some food, gonna get some supplies, then we're gonna get to work. Yeah! Oh. So I shot over to the Home Depot and got some stuff that I needed. Got duct tape and some big construction bags, but I mean, the real reason we came out here. Woo! Woo! You ever just get on like an emotional level with your food? Back at the garage now. Got my goods. A little bit of duct tape and some big construction bags. I'm actually gonna cover up, because I'm trying to take the head off, so I'm gonna cover up the bottom end with some tape and some cardboard, and then throw a plastic bag over the top of it so nothing gets in there. Super important. You really just don't want any foreign particles dropping into your motor and stuff like that. I mean, who would want that? I'm gonna go over a couple more things about this motor that are really cool. So I already went over the Garrett. This is a GTX 3584 RS, awesome turbo. For fuel, we got fuel injector clinics. They're 2150s, super big injectors. Super good. It's almost overkill for this setup, but I like them. Got the Thorn Industries LS coil pack kit on the car. I like them. They do really good. We're actually upgrading to something other than this. Thorn Industries is coming out with an R35 GTR coil pack kit that we're gonna put in here, and that should be really awesome. So I can't wait to put that on the car, get that running. Probably do a video on that, show you guys what's going on with that. I'll jump into this right now and start taking apart some stuff. So now that I have the intercooler off, you can kind of see a little bit more of what's going on in the front. So we got our big dash 20 lines. This is for the radiator that we have in the trunk. So this is a really cool part that I have on the car here. This is a KRC power steering pump. These are used a lot in like cup cars, like oval track, like NASCAR. So this fitting right here, you see the blue one, this is actually a fitting that you get multiple of to change the assist of the pump. So you can change how much feedback you get from the pump, meaning how easy it is to steer the car, and how, like, you can change it to where it would be more stiff or less stiff, easier to drive, things like that. We got our Gretty alternator bracket that we got that off of QuickStyle Motosports. QuickStyle Motosports is partnering up with us again this year, 2019. So super amped about that. Matt's been a great help the whole year, last year, and he's already been a huge help this year. So super pumped to have him. He gets me all the parts I have for my car. So if you ever want to check out his website, I'll put a link either in my bio or in the video. It's QuickStyleMotorsports.com, and he's also on Instagram. It's QuickStyle Motorsports, and also I think he's got Twitter, all that. He's got everything. So if you want to get in contact with Matt, go to one of his pages, hit him up on his website, or just send him an email. He'll get you any parts that you need. Not to mention, he gave me a cool flag, so I put it on the wall. Why is this thing zoomed so slow? It's super dramatic. Dun, 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 dun. So I got most of the bolts off the intake manifold. It was giving me a hard time for a little bit, so I finally got most of the bolts off, so I think I'm gonna pull it off now.
So as you can see, it kind of looks like a whole bird's nest under here, but there's just a lot of the wiring harness. Most of these are just the fuel injector harness. A couple sensors that are running under the intake. But yeah. Now that I got the intake side off, I'm gonna hop over to the other side. I'm gonna start taking the turbo stuff off. Really quick, I just wanted to show you guys something kind of crazy to think about. So, you guys know turbos get hot, but the constant abuse that this thing goes through, I just want to show that a little bit. You see this black fitting right here? So this is a water fitting. You see this here? This was one of the waterline fittings for the turbo, if it'll focus on it. Oh. Oh my goodness. There we go. This fitting used to be the same color as this water fitting. Well, they're both water fittings, but this one was on the turbo. So this used to be the same color as this. That just gives you an idea of how much heat these go through. The battery on the camera is kind of dying again. I'm horrible with that, but the turbo is now out. And Gary came. Gary's here, so he decided to give me a hand. We ripped out a bunch of the coolant lines, the lines for the oil cooler. We're just gonna go and take the power steering out. We're gonna take the pulleys off, the alternator off, and then eventually we're gonna get to the head and hopefully pull the head off by tonight. Gary's camera shy. So I know that I said that the motor was showing signs of wear. So we took apart a filter, and you can see there, that does not look very well. It almost looks like it had dirt or there's rust or something like that that built up, because I had it in my fingers before and I would like rub it together and it would kind of break down in my hands. But there definitely is some metal shaving, so if there's foreign particle in the motor, it could be eating out the bearings, and then the bearings are now showing signs of wear. Ooh, look at that. Fluids. Yum. Yum. Everything's looking pretty good in here though, so that's definitely a relief. But these are the BC 272 cams, and then we have the whole BC valve train in there with springs and retainers, and both the exhaust and the intake valves. That looks pretty clean. Now we're gonna take it off. There's a special way to go about taking these heads off. So first, we gotta get the motor at TDC. So all the pistons are in the same spot, nothing's in the way. So once we start moving the cams and stuff, nothing's gonna hit, no valves are gonna hit. And there's even a special way you gotta take the cams out. You can't just go and unbolt them down the line and pull them out. You could actually damage the camshafts by doing that. So Gary managed to get the cams out because I was too scared. Now Gary's taking out the head stud hardware so that we can pull the head off. The head is out. It actually looks pretty good in here, to be honest with you. So me and Gary can't really see anything that looks too out of the ordinary. It's still cross hatching on the cylinder walls. The pistons look all good. We're thinking maybe there was just gunk that was built up, and maybe that, since like I was saying before, that going through the bearings and stuff, probably not too good for it. We're gonna seal this up so nothing else gets in there that we don't need, and then eventually, after we do some fabrication work, this will be coming out and gonna get that all redone so we have a spare block. It's snowing outside. Oh, buddy. So now that we have the cams out, we did put the cam caps back in because it is very important to keep them where they're supposed to be. Each side is individually labeled 1 through 7 on both sides, and it even has arrows for which direction the cap's supposed to be in. So this would be 1 and then this would be 7. So sometimes you can actually clean them up very nice and it will say it. You can't really see it on my camera, but right there it says 1, 2 with an arrow facing forwards for the front of the motor. So it's definitely important that you keep track of your cam caps and just make sure whenever you take the cams out, you just put them right back in so you don't lose them. Save yourself a lot of time and a lot of hassle.
I just went ahead and closed up the top of the motor. Just so while we're working on it, I'm sure we're actually gonna go take this thing and power wash it because it's so dirty. I just wanna make sure that it's just covered up, nothing's gonna get in there, no water. Just trying to keep everything out of the motor, trying to keep it rust free and happy. So I have some extra time on my hands. I'm actually gonna go ahead and start peeling off all this gold foil that I put on the firewall. I love gold.
Hi.
Hey.
What are you doing here?
What?
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
As you can see, there's a bunch of holes in the firewall that we need to close up so that no heat, fire, or smoke can get through. There's a good amount, so at least we can see them now. We can get ready to cut out all the pieces that we need to fit in there to weld them in. What's in there? Whoa.
Well, you try to miss the tires and you flick in. As you
Miller
flick
Lite,
in and come
sponsor
on,
us.
sort of
We
the
love
section
you.
from the clipping point to the tires.
For the shot.
It's actually all
Yeah, pretty sure gonna call it a weekend. Got here Friday, today's Sunday, so got a lot of work done on the car. Still a lot of parts to go through on the car, so I don't want to all just pack it in one video and just make it super long, so I'll just keep short little videos coming out. I'm constantly asking people on Instagram like questions about anything that you want me to show you while I'm filming, any questions you want me to ask while I'm filming. So if you have anything you want to ask, you can go ahead and just send it to me on Instagram or my email, and yeah, either I'll just answer it on the spot or we'll do something on the video. So like and subscribe so you can get, also do notifications so that you can get notified when I put a new video out. Because I'm probably going to be doing these once a week, so if you're not being notified, you can just stop back once a week, and I'm sure there'll be a new video in here for you.
Michael, I need you to pump the brakes. Go!
Do a dance!